Hello beautiful students. Today we're going to talk about domain and range. Okay, remember domain is all the x value. Range is all the y values on the graph. Okay, so number one I have what is the domain and range of the graph. So take a look very careful at the graph right here. Okay, so for the domain we're looking from the left to the right because we're looking at the x. Okay, and see where it stretches. So here I have the graph going this way to the left. This one is go to the left and go up. This one is go to the left and pointing down. Okay, so since all of them going to the left side, we're going to have all the numbers at lesser and lesser and lesser. So what is the greatest number that they're going to stop? Okay, so if I keep going from the left to the right, here is my greatest, the biggest x value, right? So here I have 15. So since it's going to all the way to the left, we're going to start in at negative infinity because eventually it's gonna get very, very small. Okay, and then it's go all the way to the 15. So my interval notation will be from negative infinity, the left, to the 15. 15 is included because it's a shaded graph. Okay, alright, for the range I'm looking at the y value, so I'm looking at side on the y right here, vertical line. Okay, so since this one pointing all the way down and then the other half pointing all the way up, so the range, here's the domain, the range is gonna be from negative infinity, because if you go all the way down, it's gonna reach negative infinity until all the way up to positive infinity. Okay, so negative infinity to positive infinity, because it keeps stretching forever and ever, it doesn't stop. Okay, so that's the interval notation. If I was gonna write this as inequality, I'm going to have to use a lesser or greater. Okay, so in this one the graph go all the way to the left. All of them go all the way to the left. The number is going to get smaller and smaller, therefore I'm going to use my left hand sign right here. Remember this one is making an L, it stands for less. Okay, so my x value is gonna be lesser than or equal to 15 right here. Okay, if you go from left to right, that's the biggest x it can go, and then it's getting smaller again. Okay, same thing with y. I'm going to take a look at where it stretches, because it go all the way down here, so it's getting smaller, and then but the other side is go all the way up, it's getting bigger. So it take from negative infinity to infinity, take all the numbers in the real set, right? So here I say it's all real numbers. Okay, and then all real numbers. Oh, I can't spell. Okay, all real numbers taking all the negative infinity up and down. Okay, so then the letter for that is R. So you're gonna see y is YER right here. It just means y is an element of the real set, and understand that means all real numbers. Okay, let's take a look at the second example. What is the domain and range of this graph? Okay, so again I'm going to try to write this in two ways as well. Okay, remember if you go all the way to the left, you reach in negative infinity. You go all the way to the right, you get in positive infinity. The same goes with the y. Okay, so let's take a look at where is the graph pointing. Oh, I have this part is pointing to the left, and also it's pointing down. But the other half is pointing to the right, and it's pointing down as well. Right? So if our domain, remember that's your x, look from the left to the right. So it's go all the way to the left and it go all the way to the right. It's gonna take all the number to the negative infinity to positive infinity, and we call it all real numbers. Okay, all real numbers. All are. Good. And the range, we're looking at where does the graph pointing to. So range, remember that's bottom up. That's your y value. You're looking from bottom to top. Okay. So this one keep going, pointing down. It's getting smaller and smaller. Okay. So we starting very low right here, which is the negative infinity. And then as you keep going up. The highest it can touch is right here, right? So let's see, that point is 5,6. Since we're talking about range and that's our y value. So it's going to be from negative infinity until 6. And that shaded in graph. So I'm going to use a bracket. Okay, so let's write this as an inequalities. Okay, lesser or more. Since your graph pointing down, so your range is going to getting smaller because all the y value is getting smaller, right? Both of them are pointing down, so your y is going to be lesser or equal, less than or equal to the value right here is 6. Okay, makes sense, right? We go all the way down, your highest y value is 6. So take all the number that less than 6 to the negative direction. Okay, so those two examples are for domain and range.